In late 2019, the United States was thrust into a constitutional crisis that would reshape its political landscape for years to come. At the center was President Donald Trump and a whistleblower, an anonymous CIA analyst, whose complaint set in motion Trump's first impeachment. What followed wasn't just another political scandal, but a battle for the very integrity of American democracy. What was the catalyst for Trump's first impeachment? A phone call on July 25, 2019, in which Trump urged Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden, his political rival in the 2020 election, and Biden's son, Hunter. At the same time, the Trump administration had frozen $391 million in military aid that Ukraine desperately needed to defend itself against Russian aggression. This raised alarms within national security circles. Was the president leveraging military aid to pressure a foreign government for political gain? Disturbed by this possibility, a CIA analyst closely monitoring Ukraine filed a formal complaint in August 2019. The whistleblower's report laid out in meticulous detail how Trump had asked for a political favor in exchange for crucial military aid. It was a direct violation of the trust placed in the office of the president, and it triggered a constitutional showdown. The complaint landed on the desk of Michael Atkinson, the Inspector General of the intelligence community, who deemed it credible and urgent. Despite White House efforts to bury the issue, Atkinson informed Congress, setting the stage for Trump's first impeachment. The impeachment inquiry, led by the House of Representatives, revealed a trove of evidence supporting the whistleblower's claims. Senior officials testified, including Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who had been on the call between Trump and Zelensky. He described the conversation as frightening and improper. Fiona Hill, a former National Security Council official, confirmed that Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, had been running a shadow foreign policy to pressure Ukraine. By December 18, 2019, the House impeached Trump for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. But when the trial reached the Senate, partisan lines hardened. Nearly every Republican senator except Mitt Romney voted to acquit Trump. Romney, in a historic break from his party, declared that Trump's actions constituted a flagrant assault on the Constitution. His was the first and only Republican vote to convict. For Trump, the acquittal was a victory. It emboldened him, reinforcing the idea that his actions carried no real consequence. The Senate's decision marked the moment when the Republican Party coalesced fully around Trump, transforming into what many would call a cult of personality. The consequences of this emboldenment would become clear just months later when COVID-19 engulfed the United States. In the midst of a deadly pandemic, Trump employed the same tactics he had used with Ukraine, leveraging resources for political gain. This time, it was life-saving medical supplies. Governors, particularly those in Democratic-led states, found themselves at the mercy of the federal government's distribution of PPE and testing kits. To secure assistance, they had to publicly praise Trump. According to reports from the Washington Post and ProPublica, Jared Kushner's team redirected PPE shipments meant for states, reselling them at inflated prices. Meanwhile, COVID-19 testing kits were reportedly sent to Russian President Vladimir Putin, while U.S. hospitals faced critical shortages. The parallels were stark. In Ukraine, Trump withheld military aid to gain political leverage. During the pandemic, he wielded medical supplies as a political weapon, leading to delays that cost thousands of lives. By the 2020 election, Trump's grip on the Republican Party was absolute. Even after losing to Joe Biden, Trump refused to concede. He spread false claims of election fraud, culminating in the violent insurrection on January 6, 2021. This attack on the Capitol, fueled by Trump's rhetoric, led to his second impeachment, but once again, the Senate failed to convict him. Despite 2 impeachments, a slew of legal battles, and convictions on 34 felony charges, Trump's influence over the Republican Party remains unshaken. He faces charges of espionage, election interference, and conspiracy under the RICO Act. He is under indictment for his role in the January 6th coup attempt. Yet, Trump could become president of the United States once again. The line from Trump's first impeachment to today is clear and direct. The Senate's refusal to convict in 2020 allowed Trump to act without restraint, leading to a deadly insurrection, ongoing criminal investigations, and his continued dominance over the GOP. What began with a phone call to Ukraine has evolved into a profound challenge to the very foundations of American democracy. Please subscribe to the Intellectualist's new YouTube channel, where we present insightful videos analyzing the current events shaping the world. Turn on notifications to receive the latest updates from the channel.